Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Today, let's talk about the current transit of Ketu in Purvaphalguni Nakshatra. Before we talk about in detail what is the true meaning of this transit, let's quickly look into the dates of this transit. So the mean transit starts from 20th July 2025 to 29th of March 2026. The true transit initiates from 6th of July 2025 to 20th of April 2026. So what is Purvaphalguni all about, and what does the Ketu's transit through Purvaphalguni actually means? See, Purvaphalguni, I have always said, it is the heart of Leo. Sun and moon, they rule over one Rashi. Sun rules over Leo and the moon rules over Cancer. They're such powerful signs. So Leo and the very center of Leo, the Purvaphalguni rules the very center, the very heart of Leo. And what should be there in the heart of Leo, in the heart of Sun? A lot of understanding of life, the soul's wisdom, a lot of self-love, not that toxic love or toxic selfishness. The very balanced aspect of Sun is respect for all, love for all, and having a lot of self-love and confidence for yourself. So Purvaphalguni is ruled by Venus, and the very essence of Purvaphalguni is self-love. The very meaning of Purvaphalguni is that everything you want in life, everything you desire in life can come through peace, through rest as well. You can be happy, you can be in rest, you can be in a very relaxed state, and still you can create many beautiful things in life. Rather going into anxiety, rather going into overthinking, still you can be happy. You can be in that spring season of life. Maybe the outer atmosphere is autumn or rain or winters, but you carry a spring kind of essence in you, and you know that whatever happens, happens for a reason. And at the end of it, despite the seasons, you will be in a balanced state. You will attract what is destined for you. That sense of doing things with ease, that is Purvaphalguni. The sense of happiness, the inner joy, which doesn't rely on other people's validation, that is Purvaphalguni. So when the Ketu transits from Purvaphalguni, it kind of exposes the relationships. It kind of shows you a very sharp truth about your relationships, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's love, whether it's your partnerships, the reality and what is not healthy for you in love, how you are giving up yourself too much with respect to love. So Ketu and Purvaphalguni is a very deep understanding of what love is to you and what are you doing in your love connections and your family bonds. So it will push you to take a stand for yourself and to disconnect what is not yours, what is not serving you. It will disconnect from some kind of illusion in love you have right now. And it will take you more inward, focusing on healing, focusing on self-love, focusing on respecting your life, your values. So that is the very essence of Ketu in Purvaphalguni. It is taking you towards your very own soul and what is important for you, how to relax, how to be in this very soothing, healing state. And with that, you can create anything in life. That is the very essence of Ketu in Purvaphalguni. For some people, it could be shocking because certain realizations may happen in your certain connections. But overall, it takes you to the truth in life and especially in love. So let's see how Ketu in Purvaphalguni will work for you as per your ascendant and the moon sign. For Aries, Ketu in Purvaphalguni Nakshatra, that is your 5th house. And the Nakshatra Lord Venus rules the 2nd house of family and resources. This is the house of food. And of course, Venus rules the 7th house of partnerships, marriage, connection with the world. So Ketu here shows meeting a lot of people because, and these people are from your past. Revisiting the past may happen. The past friends, certain family members you haven't met for a very long time. So meeting certain people, repetitive patterns in life, meeting that same pattern, meeting that same person again. But now what you will see that you have changed. Ketu will take you to the past just to show you how beautifully you have transformed and what further needs to be changed in your life. Not take things personally. This is where you are learning not to take anything, any voice, any external dialogue, any person personally to your heart, taking it to your heart. Okay, because 5th house is the original house of Leo. And this is the house of Sun. So big transformation with respect to your identity. And the greatest learning of Ketu here is not to take things to your heart. Don't let others destroy your joy because they don't respect you, they don't value you. You don't have to take this to your heart and disrespect yourself. So Ketu shows clarity in life, clarity towards what is joy for you, what is important for you. Focus on that. You don't have to be someone to make other people happy. First, it starts with your joy. So you're looking for your joy. It's a reconnection with your inner child, or it could be a deep connection with your very own child. So working with respect to children, aligning with your children, that is a task here. Or aligning with your inner child who was once suppressed or silenced. Going back to that sense of joy, that state of joy is what is important here. And it is the house of romance. And Venus rules the 7th house. So it may bring romance, it may bring new connections. And most probably, it may bring connections from past as well. Romantic connections. But will they work for you? Will you align with them? You will realize you have changed. You're no more that person who may take that low effort as love. So it is about having more clarity in love. Even in the existing relationships, you will have more clarity what you want and what your partner is offering you. You will see the truth of that person very clearly. For Taurus, Ketu in Purvaphalguni Nakshatra, that is your 4th house, and the Nakshatra Lord Venus ruling over the 6th house and the 1st house. Ketu shows a big shift in the place where you live. What is home to you? What is familiarity to you? What is security to you? These areas of life are changing. Your internal life, your private life, the entire focus is about renewal, rebirth, things changing beautifully for you. It's not about the outer world. Rahu will continue to push you towards more long-term growth in career, but time to shift something internally. So it could be about decluttering the personal journey, decluttering, moving away from the drama of people, certain family members, certain maybe even parents or loved ones, cutting away from the drama of certain people, how they kind of project their ego and their dominant energy on you. You're cutting away from that, resting, restoring, taking care of your health, focusing on your atmosphere. That declutter is a very significant aspect. You know, sometimes to go back to that glow, to go back to that energy, resting and decluttering is significant. So that is happening. Some changes in your home, some changes in your room, shifting things may happen. Maybe even for some people, it's about moving away into a different place, having your own personal space. That is what is happening because you need your personal space. Ketu shows that. And also healing physically is important because Venus rules the sixth house. Overcoming obstacles will happen, but there are certain people who will remain rivalry to you. They will never change. So you should stop wasting your energy to prove yourself to them. This is a reminder from the Ketu. And also, it's a period of purification. Not just it impacts your health, your emotions, but you will shine like a diamond beautifully. There's a big transformation in how you groom yourself, how you create space for yourself in life. So it's a very tremendous period of healing, but emotionally it's overwhelming because fourth house is about emotions. And now you may struggle, but you are creating space. You are distancing yourself from the drama of others. For Gemini, Ketu in the third house in Purvaphalguni Nakshatra, and the Nakshatra Lord Venus rules the fifth house of happiness, and it is also the house of emotional stability, and also it rules the 12th house of subconscious, isolation, expenditures. So Ketu here shows in the third house that you may slow down now in this transit. You may slow down a bit and focus more on the self-care. You may focus more on changing strategies in life. It could be anything. It could be career, it could be your happiness, it could be your personal life, it could be your connections. Now there's a shift in how you deal with people. There's a shift with respect to how you communicate with people. I see you going into silence. Ketu in the third house. Silence, not to keep relationships stable. Like sometimes we go in silence to keep the relationship safe with people. We don't want to confront. But this is not about that. It is about boundaries, silence, because no longer your soul, your happiness align with certain people. So it's a big boundary, disconnection, and blocking people in your life. Only those people will stay who truly align with who you are. They know you, they know your truth, and they respect you. No one stays who is not respecting you and your time. So Ketu creates boundaries, it creates stagnation in the communication, and also Ketu shows feeling some fatigue. Don't want to over explain yourself to people because you're tired of doing that. And Ketu here shows a different perspective in life, different efforts. No longer the same old way of working is going to help you. So change in strategy. And since Venus rules the 12th house, so it brings certain memories from the past with respect to family life, with respect to the people in your life and the loved ones and how they treated you. So you're healing that aspect. Certain memories which were harsh, you're trying to heal and you're using that pain. You're transmuting that pain into power and changing your life beautifully, constructively. And as Venus rules the fifth house, it could be about reconnection with people who once were friends to you, who were once were having a romantic connection with you. People coming back into your life at this time. And now it's time to create that distance and boundary who don't deserve you. And also it's a reconnection to something which brings joy to you. Any kind of activity, hobby, something you truly loved, you will go back to that and you will thoroughly enjoy that work. For Cancer, Ketu transiting from your second house in Purvaphalguni Nakshatra. The nakshatra lord for Purvaphalguni is Venus and it rules over the 4th and the 11th house. This is a transit where you're focusing on your expenditures and your finances. There might be certain expenditures you might have done in the recent past, or maybe you might have done recently, you may regret certain financial expenditures, like the money gone into something which was waste. It was not productive. It never gave you the right gain, the right return. So Ketu brings the need to slow down with respect to your expenditures, how you use your money. Focus on saving your finances. It's not about even saving, it is about mindfully using your money and your wealth. Ketu shows giving up a certain money amount or asset to someone in the family, like disconnecting, giving up on something. So, giving up on a certain responsibility, or giving up on a certain amount of finance or wealth, because you're giving this to someone in your family. You're helping someone, suppose, in your family. So you're using a piece of wealth or finances to help assist someone in the family. Ketu also shows there's some kind of gain you may have in the form of inheritance. Ketu shows diving deeper into your roots, your family roots, knowing your family very deeply, your ancestry very deeply, knowing more about them in a great manner. And Ketu also shows a big disconnection from what was so familiar to you in life, your values, your belief system, something you have gained from your family as a value, as a, I would say, trait, inherent trait, quality, a perspective, a mindset which you got from family. It's no more functional. It's no more helping you out at this time. So disconnection from certain values given by family. Diving more deeper into your family and how things functioned in your ancestry, and knowing how certain things never worked for you and for your family. So disconnecting from a certain value or tradition. And again, Venus is the nakshatra lord, and Venus rules the 11th house. So unexpectedly, you will see a certain gain in your finances. But again, Ketu is showing how you use your wealth. You need to be very focused towards it. For Leo, Ketu in the first house in Purvaphalguni nakshatra, and the Venus rules over the third house of efforts, strategies, and also Venus rules the 10th house of career. Here, what you are learning is to disconnect your self-worth, your identity from the role you perform at the work front. Right now, there's a big need to disconnect your identity, your confidence, maybe even ego from who you are to the world, because now you are confusing yourself. Your identity, who you truly are, is now hidden from you because you have constantly played a role in front of the world. So now you are here to purify and have more clarity in life about who you are, your identity. That cleansing is happening with the Ketu in the first house. Ketu may create disconnection from the world, from the people. Not looking at the world and people through your lens, your perspective, but to see what is the truth in this world. So Ketu in Leo, Purvaphalguni in the first house, is attaining clarity, removing doubts, removing illusions, removing any kind of pretension on your part with respect to relationships and people and work. A big shift in strategy, how you work may happen in your business, especially your business, because Venus rules third house of doing self-work and 10th house of career. So big shift in your business, in your enterprise, if you have. And whether you're working for someone else, in that case, it shows not very valued in that work front. You're giving your best in that place, but you're not enough valued, not very appreciated. So it's very important, because that lack of appreciation, you may take it personally and you feel you're not enough. So Ketu shows disconnect from the perceptions of people, disconnect from pretending to be someone in the eyes of people. Time to just focus on self. And it's not about the selfish focus, it's about healing focus, cleansing your life, disconnecting from all the toxicity. So it's like the inner fire will burn brighter after some time. That spiritual fire, the soul fire, will burn brighter. It will re-energize you in a beautiful way. For Virgo, Ketu in Purvaphalguni Nakshatra, 12th house. So Venus, which is the Nakshatra lord for Purvaphalguni, rules the second house of family and the ninth house of luck, spirituality. This is a transit which talks about a lot in your mind. The perfect picture of love or certain nostalgia, memories. It keeps popping up in your mind. What is love? What was love to you at one point of time? Ketu here shows a big disconnection from intimacy, emotional, physical, because it is trying to make you be in a place of isolation. There's a reason to be in that place and focus on your wisdom, focus on your soul growth. The Ketu's isolation in the 12th house, how it is cutting you away from people at this time, where you don't feel that warmth with people, is because it's a very spiritual transit for you. It's kind of bringing more purity, clarity in your life. That big change which you have to do by yourself, for yourself. This is where you have to work the most. Connecting with your soul, listening to your voice, healing, resting. This is what the Ketu wants for you. So it kind of disconnects you, not just from love, but from even certain people with respect to family. It gives struggles with family, being misunderstood by family. But this is not about you being in a place of getting abandoned. No, it's not about abandonment. It is about you taking your stand, you igniting your fire. Leo is the very inner fire. It's ruled by Sun. So you igniting your fire and keeping away from all distractions, all negativity, just to focus on your growth. So Venus also rules the ninth house. So it's you enhancing your worth, your value, taking care of yourself. It's a period of preparation for a new start in your journey, which starts from a lot of confidence, a lot of strength, knowing who you are. And once you know your worth, no one can really make you fool in love, in partnerships or connections, whether it's family life. So it's like you healing and taking your own stand. This is what this transit is about. And of course, Ketu transiting from the house of subconscious. So it brings the past memories, the past people's influence on you, when it was love, when it was a connection. So it may drain you sometimes when the past visits you. So it is about a lot of work, spiritual work, healing yourself and disconnecting from the world. For Libra, Ketu in Purvaphalguni Nakshatra in the 11th house, and the Nakshatra lord for Purvaphalguni is Venus, which is ruling the first house, and also it rules the 8th house of your chart. This is a very deep transformation, which is on a personal level and a soul level, because Venus rules the first house of physical self, your perspective in life, and also it rules the 8th house, which talks about your internal self, big transformation and rebirth. So Ketu here shows a big change with respect to how you view your relationships, how you work in relationships, how sometimes you end up doing more for people, or how sometimes you give your complete self to those people who are not worth it. Because Ketu is transiting from 11th house of connections and success and growth. So, how we interact with people, how they deal with us, is also a significant factor with respect to our growth. It it kind of shows that some people are turning away. They're not looking at who you are because they don't want to see your success. They don't want to acknowledge your success. But them going into a different direction, not looking at you, doesn't mean that you aren't successful. You don't have skills. You're not a wonderful person. So Ketu shows some people going literally blind, not looking at your achievements, not celebrating your success. But that doesn't mean that you are not enough. And this is the big transition happening across the first and the eighth house, that I'm valuable enough, I am successful, and I have a great potential in life. It's a big transformation with respect to self love, how you value yourself. And I think you may take some time from people, from connections, to focus on your life, your healing, your self growth, and also a lot of grooming may happen for you. Ketu also shows not very happy with maybe the recent growth in their career or the recent rewards or appreciation you might be receiving. Not very happy, like, I deserve more than this kind of feeling may happen. Ketu shows not exactly getting what you want. So that kind of dissatisfaction is there. Maybe you have a lot of success, but how the people are not celebrating you and your success, this disheartens you. And this is where you have to move forward and be not bothered. For Scorpio, Ketu in Purvaphalguni Nakshatra, that is your 10th house, and it is in the nakshatra of Venus. Venus rules the 12th house, it rules the 7th house as well. Ketu here shows a sluggish growth in career, a time period when things might be a bit slow. And why it is slow? Not because of the external influences. Maybe it is external influence, but it's mainly internal. Ketu and Purva Falguni shows uh, being dissatisfied with wherever you are in your professional journey, being dissatisfied in a certain role which you play for society, for people, being tired of pretending to be someone, being tired of being in limelight, to be constantly in the eyes of people and constantly being judged. So Ketu here brings a period of relaxation or disconnection. This disconnection from work, from responsibilities is happening because the body and the mind and the soul wants relaxation, wants ease at this time. And also Venus rules the 12th house. So certainly there are hidden enemies. There are people with hidden agenda. You know that, you can sense it, especially even in marriage or love. It shows again someone not aligning with you, someone not aligning with who you truly are. A marriage, a connection, a partnership which is based on money, which is based on face value, but not something aligning with what you truly want in life, your true identity. Maybe your work, maybe your marriage, your connections are trying to push you to be someone else. But now you are tired of pretending in a certain way. So Ketu shows the disconnection from the worldly things and diving deeper towards your heart. What makes you happy? You want joy with respect to your work, not just responsibilities and monotonous work. So Ketu brings some disconnection or pause in the work, and it's mainly intentional, like you want to do it. Maybe you may slow down with respect to work at this time. And also, as I said, Venus rules the 7th house. 7th house is 10 places away from the 10th. So it shows that maybe you have reached to a point where you truly want to be valued as a professional, as what you are giving to the world. So you may take some decisions to create changes in your work or your business. For Sagittarius, Ketu in Purvaphalguni in your ninth house, and the nakshatra lord for Purvaphalguni, Venus rules over the 11th house of contacts, people. It is the house for gain, success, promotion, and then Venus also rules the 6th house of obstacles, victory, challenges. So Ketu in the ninth house in Purvaphalguni shows you're not very open to new people, let's say, new opportunities. Life will offer new opportunities, new connections, but Ketu here shows diving deep into your soul, because this is also the house of spirituality. So Ketu in Purvaphalguni in the ninth house is about doing things with your soul's wisdom, getting more deeply connected with your higher self, doing things with your soul, doing things with how you um, do things with self love more than ego. It's not about operating things with ego, even not even with respect to your social identity, doing things with your inner wisdom, the soul's wisdom. You may see wonderful opportunities, but there is some reluctance in accepting new opportunities, maybe new proposals with respect to business or even friendship or love, because something over here heals for you beautifully. Ketu shows overcoming some kind of a big internal struggle, obstacle, maybe rivalry will happen, and you don't have to pretend to be someone to heal yourself. It's more of going inward. There's great spiritual growth happening for you. You're very aligned with your soul's wisdom, and that will guide you. Here, your soul will become the teacher for you, and you will be getting the guidance what to do, where to go in life. Maybe in this transit, you're transforming beautifully as a soul, as a person, more wise, more strong, more confident. And then a certain opportunity will reach to you, certain opportunity which aligns with who you truly are. So Ketu first unlocks you, your potential, your identity, and then it will allow the right people, the right opportunities coming into your way. Ketu, if you are someone into higher learning right now, or trying to travel, trying to have more growth in your career, Ketu may bring slight stagnation, because first the internal work is required, then only it will allow you to move forward. For Capricorn, Ketu transiting from Purvaphalguni Nakshatra, which is your 8th house. And since it's transiting from the Venus Nakshatra, Venus rules over the 10th house of career and the 5th house of happiness and joy. For Capricorn, it's a very interesting period, because Ketu here wants you to shift your focus. It's a big rebirth for Capricorn people, where you will go back to maybe your young age, the things which you truly enjoyed, you love doing, going back to finding joy. It's a big rebirth, but it's not like a complete transformation. There are certain attributes, certain traits when you were a child, when you were young, you will connect with those things and you will be so happy. Also, a big transformation with respect to your friend circle, because it shows being tired of giving selflessly, being tired of draining yourself, bleeding yourself for others. So Ketu in 8th house is a big boundary, and also big change with respect to your relationships, people, friends. That will happen. And since Venus also rules the 10th house of career path, so Ketu's transit in Purvaphalguni 8th house is going to bring it's going to completely change something in your career, your perspective, how you work, how you take actions, how you plan. There's a big shift in how you may fulfill your duties. Your approach towards work will change. A change in strategy, a change in the way you function. That change is essential, because here Ketu wants you to learn about, be very aligned with your work. You don't have to be feeling quite pressurized because of work, but doing things with relaxation, doing things with patience, and slowly moving through life. Ketu in Purvaphalguni is not a very fast energy in the eighth house. Slowly, smoothly, you can do everything. You can do the biggest task, the most difficult task of your profession, of your career path, very smoothly, but with ease, with patience, and doing it with love, a lot of love and interest. So, your perspective towards work and your goals in life will absolutely change. You will do things with your soul, you will do things with a lot of softness, you'll be very smooth in your working. And of course, you have to uproot certain fears with respect to love, with respect to relationships, because certain people may use those fears to block you, to take you for granted. For Aquarius, Ketu transiting from Purvaphalguni Nakshatra, which is your seventh house, and Venus in your chart rules over the ninth house and the fourth house. See, Ketu in Purvaphalguni will be very helpful to bring in new initiations with respect to partnerships, letting go of or disconnection of some people or certain partnerships which are not aligning with your values. Someone who is not bringing welfare in your life. They take more, give less. Because seventh house is a very transactional house. And in the Ketu here transiting from Purva Falguni, Venus Nakshatra, it shows some kind of discrepancy or struggle or a sense of injustice with respect to what you share with people. You're doing a lot but not receiving enough from people. So it could be end of certain business contracts or partnerships. Maybe you may feel that the other person you're working with, that person is very relaxed, that person is not doing enough, and you are doing the maximum work. Whether it's love, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a business contract, the person, the partner is not working much. So that leads to a challenge, that leads to a sense of injustice. So it brings maybe stagnation or ending with respect to certain partnerships, and from here Ketu will bring some pause, it will bring some rest, and from there you start the new partnership, new people who are aligning with your cause, they align with your value, what are you looking for in life. So Ketu's transit from 7th house in the nakshatra of Venus, and Venus ruling over the 4th house and the ninth house, it shows this transit is about working on what is important in your life, giving your money, giving your effort, giving your love into those aspects of life which really make you fulfilled. It could be decorating your house, it could be buying something nice for you. So I think you're focusing on that kind of self-love as well, like pampering yourself. For Pisces, Ketu transiting from the 6th house in Purva Falguni Nakshatra, it brings a very deep transformation in your life, because the Nakshatra Lord for Purva Falguni, Venus rules the 3rd house of endurance, efforts, and the 8th house of big transformations and rebirth. It's a rebirth with respect to your self-love, number one, your self-worth, your confidence, your identity. There can be certain conflicts, arguments with people who are very near and dear to you, maybe family, relatives, a certain loved one. There is some conflict, but you are making the choice to let go these people, to remove yourself from those connections and people where you feel love is heavy, love is very toxic, where you have to really go through a lot of pain and challenges to make everyone happy. So you are leaving people pleasing tendencies. You're trying to let go what is not love right now. Because Ketu in the 6th house of obstacles, and that too in the Purva Falguni Nakshatra, it is also about the house of victory. So going beyond what is not love, going beyond what doesn't align with your value, what you think is love, what you want in love, it shows deep conflict with someone or a family member. And instead of constantly fighting and getting consumed in that anger, you are making a choice to let go of that connection, or to be silent and to just mind your business and focusing what is important for you right now. Also, this is the house of health issues, so Ketu may give certain health issues connected to anxiety, your vision. It could be issues connected to, mainly connected to heart. I'm not saying it's exactly heart issue, but a very stressed heart, a very fatigued heart, very drained, anxious. So you have to protect your heart at this time, emotionally, physically, in both ways.